Good day, viewers, and welcome to From the Dailies, a current affair program on Echo Television Africa. And today on the papers, we have quite a number of interesting stories from the story making the headlines, such as the Senate rejecting the amendment of the electoral bill by the president. And also we have stories coming from the human angle, the bandit that actually took place in KB, and many other stories. I am Sarah Elisha Dasham, and I have with me Tosin Owolabi. Good morning, Tosin.
Good morning, Stella.
How was your night?
Great.
Hope you're ready for the papers today.
Yes.
Because we actually have quite a number of stories, before we actually go down through the papers, especially looking at the Senate. Because we remember, there was agitation coming from even civil societies pushing the president to actually sign the electoral bill. And finally, he actually signed it. But then he actually left out a part that he said he really need the Senate to actually remove that part, which is the section 84 subsection 10, that said that anyone that is a public officer cannot be elected into office. If you want to be elected into office, that means you actually have to step down. I know this will bring to mind lots of people, because it will actually look like somebody somewhere actually wants to gain from it, because we have the likes of some public officer like the Attorney General of the Federation that actually want to come out for a position, and that will actually mean that he cannot contest or be appointed into any office. If he wants to be appointed, definitely he actually wants to step out. I know there have been a back and forth, because I know from our papers throughout this week, we've been seeing that story coming from the court, and even the House of Reps saying that actually they don't want to say anything, let them wait for the ruling coming from the court. But we're still keeping our fingers crossed. All we want is that electoral bill to actually start, so we could actually have a free space to be able to operate. Election is just by the corner. We don't want issues coming from the electoral bill. PDP are also having issues coming from the governor of Umahi, and also Matawa, the governor of Zamfara, that stepped down. And people are coming out to say if they are going to sue the governor of Iboyi State, then also the governor of Zamfara should also step down. And other story, it seems like there tend to be some crisis going on, APC, PDP, and all that. So we are just actually hoping to see that this thing will not actually, affect the general election come 2023. We just hope things will be, stable before the election come up. Well, let's go straight to the paper, starting by the Voice of Liberty. Total darkness looms as 14 power plant cripple supply. The Electoral Act, Senate rejects Buhari request for fresh amendment. And I would like to read a little story from that here. It says the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, the Minister of Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige, and other political appointees believed to interested in the elective office will not be able to participate in the All Progressive Congress primary expected to begin in May unless they resign. This is the state of things, following the rejection of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill by the Senate on Wednesday. We know that the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, while signing the bill into law last month, called on the National Assembly to amend Section 84 of the Electoral Bill, which bars political appointees from voting at any convention, congress, or primary of any political party. He subsequently sent a bill to the National Assembly to that effect. Section 84, subsection 10 of the Act specifically reads, no political appointee at any level shall be a voting delegate or be voted for at the convention or congress of any political party for the purpose of the nomination of candidates of any election. It further stated that where a political party failed to comply with the provision of this act in the conduct of its primary, its candidate for election will not be elected. However, elected officers, including the governors, deputy governors, the vice president, and the members of the National Assembly and the state legislature, will be allowed to contest and participate in the primaries. And this just to follow up what actually was opening up. So we just, like I said, we just hope that this will not have an effect in the general election come 2023, that we are still waiting for the court ruling on Monday, whatever the court will say concerning the bill, because we know that when you look at things like this, you tend to ask, where is the separation of power? Because I know that the legislature have the role they play, the executive has its role that it's playing, and also the judiciary has its role that it's playing. People actually were people were angry when Malemi said he has to give the president the advice on what he needs to do before signing it to law. But we know that each of this section, these arms of government, have the role they play. So we don't want where we'll see the judiciary interfering with the legislature. So we just hope that just like the Senate have actually kicked that, just as the Senate have actually kicked out that electoral bill when it comes to that. We're just hoping that they will sit down. Let's have a roundtable. We don't want a situation where we have back and forth, because if the Senate would definitely take out the, then we'll have to, that means take it back to the president again. This is a back and forth, and it will actually affect the general election. So we're just hoping that we'll be able to set aside our differences, our personal interests, because the number one thing when it comes to democracy, they have to be equity, there has to be fairness. And in because lots of people, some senators actually came out to state the fact that when you look at this, in any country that runs on democracy, if you are running in office, you are not supposed to also buy for another appointment or election. You have to resign before that. So why should Nigeria operate on a different level? If we are saying that we are running a democracy as a nation, then it is expected that we do what is also expected. Because if you want to run for election, what about the masses that also want to run for that same position? That means they don't have a chance at a point in time. So we're just hoping that while we still wait for whatever the ruling the court has to say on Monday, we just hope that things will be stable, because presently right now the House is divided. Some senators are calling for the second reading of that amendment, while other part of the House of Senate is also kicking against it, that it should not be read for whatsoever reason. So we are still hoping and see what will happen at the end of it.
Yes, Sele, before the president could sign this electoral bill, it took a long period of time that even groups had to protest before he could sign it. And now after signing it, I thought the long period about him not signing it was for him to have details of what the electoral bill is all about, to go through it like in total. But now coming out saying there's an amendment that's supposed to be made on the electoral bill, but I still see issue of greed and selfishness come into play, because we still have people that occupy two positions concerned about themselves. I keep on saying they are concerned about themselves, because I wonder how you occupy a position and you still vie for another position. When you say we are the leaders, youths are the leaders of tomorrow, when do you expect them to lead? When do you expect people to take key position, to take mantle of leadership in their hands? Why must it continue to go round through some particular set of people? It should go out. Let us try the knowledge of other people. Let's try skills of other people. That's why you see women protesting. Women don't want to be called men. They don't want to share the same position with men, but give them the opportunity to give out their skill, to give out their intellect, to help in nation building. Because we can't say nation building should just be for a part of ideas of how to move the nation to the next level. When you see the same set of people, they keep on talking about one particular thing, and when they assume power, they don't do such thing. Rather, they start pushing blame games to the previous government. We see it in this administration, where we see the first agenda was that he's going to fight insecurity, and now you see issues where he's pushing the blames back to the previous government. Even when you talk about our GDP as a country, where we are reading the red alert. Why? Because blames are still pushed. People are not trying to look out from other ways where we can put heads together to grow. Like, no man is an island. One person cannot do it on its own. You need other people. You need to put heads together with other people. Even the court is kicking against it. We need to look out for ways we can try from other people. It should not be just round one carcass any longer. you had the time to go through the electoral bill. If you needed to amend anything, it should be when the bill was in your jurisdiction. But now it's out of you, so we should allow the courts, we should allow INEC to take their power. No one should detect what INEC should do. No one should detect what the courts should do. And power should not be around a particular set of people. Power should move. Nigerians, we are over 200 million. It should not be just a set of people that will continue to rule this government. We have young people, Sele. We have young people out there, people who know their onions, people who know what to do in how we can grow, in how we can develop. It should not be around some set of people. Let's try others.
Exactly, I totally agree with you. So if you actually ask for my opinion, I think that section should not be taken out of that electoral bill. It should stand, because we also have to give other people the opportunity to serve. And on insecurity, KB, again, bandit kill 15 soldiers, burn patrol van in fresh attack. Nigeria is a country, not a nation, says Obasanjo. We have APC, Modu Sharif, Yari, others lose out as party zones chairmanship to the North Central. Buni remains our caretaker chairman. This is coming from senators. The ruling All Progressive Congress has formally announced a new zoning formula for various National Working Committee office ahead of the March 26 National Convention. In the formula, released yesterday in Abuja, the party zoned the office of its zonal chairman to the North Central geopolitical zone, effectively edged out contestants from other zones. Federal government bans foreigners from buying agri-produce directly from farmers. FIRS multi-choice agreed to resolve tax dispute, withdraw all court cases. Don't fold arms while elected leaders squandered country's wealth, destroying public varsities. This is coming from ASU to Nigerians, and I think this is not just a call coming from ASU. This is a call coming from everyone that have the interests of Nigeria at heart. It's not just about who is there, but let's take a look at, other sectors in the nation. To see over and over again, we've been listening at certain sectors in Nigeria that are falling. Our educational sector is number one. Take a look at, we're already having the power that is out. I think the minister came out to give us some reasons, which we actually, to me, I think that they're alternative to things, because definitely, that when it's dry season, definitely the dams, the water will go down. What are you doing to make sure that there's a reservoir that you actually fill back? This is not an excuse to tell us that is why we are having. There are lots of our plans that they said they have been idle, and we're even planning on selling some of them. What are we doing as a nation? Take a look at the petrol subsidy. We are going back and forth whether I should be taking, whether I should not be taking. The queues are still on. They're still high when it comes to food price. Transportation is still very, very, I can't even explain when you say you're going to budget for a transport fare for a week. You say it's 70 naira or it's 100 naira. On your way to on your way to work, you end up spending more than you've actually budgeted for. Take a look at even our transport. To see the roads are terribly bad. Insecurity is already taking like they're having their field day to do whatever they feel like doing. So definitely anybody who has the best interest of Nigeria at heart will know that if we want to elect anybody into office, definitely it has to. Nigeria is going through a lot already. Are you able? Will you be able to fight people who will stand on your way for progress? Because if you really want to join politics, some people say politics is dirty, but what makes it dirty is the people that turn it to be dirty. Because politics is not a human being. It needs people to operate. So we're just, saying, because I think I'm a Nigerian, and I always say I'm proud to be in Nigeria. I want to be in my country. But we need to sit down and see power to fix Nigeria. So what is the problem? Is it all about me, and people who are around me? I also need to look at the interests of other people. Presently now, today is 10th. Before you realize, it's going to be 1 month students are at home. And yet they are giving the federal government, so okay, give us another 3 months for us to go through what. Let's see if the papers can be worked on. And you see back and forth before you realize it, 2022 is done. 2023 election is coming, so really we need to do something for this country.
It's a time where after graduation you have jobs opportunity for you, where the school system it's very smooth. You see that they pay like a penny for their educational system. Everything is smooth. After graduation you have job opportunity waiting for you. You even choose to suffer. Like, it's uncalled for. Looking at this, like, let us set our priorities right. Let's look at what is necessary. The important things, let's fix them, fixed or not. These are something that we know that to keep a country going, to keep a country moving like smoothly, the educational sector needs to be fixed. The health sector needs to be fixed. Now we have the issue in APC, the internal crisis concerning Buni. What? He's in Dubai for medical checkup. Even our president, presently, he has gone for medical checkup. Like, what happened to our own health sector? Can't it be fixed to that standard that people can even come here for medical checkup? Look at our students now that were trapped in Ukraine and even other countries. We heard about the money that was back to this country. They rather stay there. It's a slap. It is a shame to our country. They said when they come to this country, what do they come and do? Because there's no development right from when they left it. So what should they come and do in the country? They rather stay there and die even as refugee. We had when the federal government is saying they won't tolerate youth going to fight for Ukraine, join the Ukraine army. So like, we have our own issues. How many youths have you seen like volunteer to come and join? I watched a clip yesterday. Some youths that were interviewed said they've enrolled for the Nigerian army, that's the NDA. Like, how many times? And even if you are qualified, they tell you need some signatures from some generals, from some top people. They say they don't have those people. So you see that they are denied that opportunity to join the Nigerian army, and now they have this opportunity open to come and join the Ukraine army, that they are going no matter what. And how much? Like, converting the money to our naira, 500,000. I'm telling you, these people will hustle that money. If it means selling their properties, youths will sell their properties just to go and join this Ukraine army. And what are they saying? They said even if they die you joining the Ukraine army, that is even of prestige to their parents, because they won't leave their parents just like that. They would, for a course of 4 years, you see people spending how many years just for that course. And when it's time for job opportunities, you give age limits. How do you expect people to meet up to those age limits? And even after graduation, where is the job? It's not forthcoming. So people are just tired, and especially the youth, they are tired of all these things that are happening. It's glaring that we are not moving forward as a country, and it's obvious that these people that are occupying this power, they just look at ways they can just make themselves and their families comfortable. They don't care about you, the masses. Look at the issue of petrol scarcity found at this moment, where we need him to address these issues. We just have these issues coming forth, and it's glaring to our faces. So people are tired, and what do you expect? The people are looking for the next available route to leave this country. And look at the issues coming up on our papers. Look at death. Look at killings in different communities. And we have representative from the state level. Even we have representative in the House of Reps and even in the Senate. What are you doing concerning your communities that have been in, like, everywhere we have these killings? What are these people doing? You say you are representing such communities and you are quiet about this. It's not about raising motions in the house. Go to these people. Look to every year we keep on having issues of strike. The health sector, every year they keep going on strike. Every day we keep recording killings in different places. What are you doing? It's not all about going for sitting, receiving your allowance, receiving. You are voiceless. You are their voice there. Speak up. Definitely there's a day of judgment, and really you will be judged for what you are doing. You'll be judged for that position you're available for them. What opportunities are you creating for them? We see people graduate, the children of the high and the mighty, they graduate. After graduation, they don't even practice in this country. They go to other country, and you are representing this country that you don't even believe in. You see that they don't even believe in this country, so anything can just happen. Look at our power sector. You say you are the minister of power, and you are expecting us to think for you about how electricity, we can have electricity. Look at blackout, total blackout. People are trying to create business for themselves using this power, and now it's not to be done in our country, and it starts from the top. That is why I keep on saying this is the time where you should know the power you have in your hand, your PVC, because if it's not important, they won't come to you for your vote.
Of course.
Your vote is your power. You just have that power. You should not sell it for 500 naira, not even sell it for 500 million. Use that power to bring in the right government, because what we are going through as presently in our country, you have that power to bring in the right government, and we just need God's help, because we just hope that something will be done positively to our growth, and people, youths, especially youths, will shine their eye and see what is happening. Now it's not even behind you, it's glaring to your face. You can see all these things. We are facing it. It has increased, so it's glaring to our faces. We are seeing it, so you should know what you should use your power to do, which is your PVC. And if you have not gotten your PVC, go to the nearest INEC office, get it. That is the power you have. Then it's left to you to know what you will use your power for. Either sell it for 5 naira or use it to bring
Voice of liberty.
Thank you, Sele. Moving to New Telegraph newspaper. It says, Senate rejects Buhari's request to amend 2022 Electoral Act. While on strike, as we yet to meet our order on UTAS, this is coming from the federal government, insist payment platform failed integrity test. Devolve Obasanjo is saying Nigeria not yet a nation, says Obasanjo. Nigerian Airlines form historic alliance. Federal government no preferred bidder for national carrier. And the big story says APC CECPC chair Buhari told Bello to take over, says El Rufai. Has support of 19 of committee, says March 26. Convention date sacrosanct. CECPC committee adopts PGF zoning, and Bello reduces inaugurate subcommittee members. Sacking Umahi's deputy, approach appeal court, seeks to upturn apology, retraction of comment. And details can be found in page 2 and 4 of the New Telegraph. Autumn to Benue people get lawful weapons, confront invaders. Says they can't continue to cry out for help as terror headsmen again operations in the zone. And a study here says reversed egg aging, older women could be mothers. That's all on the New Telegraph newspaper.
QCs off. Commuters, transporters, express relief. Black marketers increase purchase in anticipation of relapse. You see what black market has actually resolved into, because lots of them actually make money for this. The queues are beginning to cease in Abuja. We are hoping to actually cease also here in the Plateau and other states in the federation, because this will show they are actually working towards saying that something is working out. Now that the fuel is available, we actually hope that nothing will go wrong again. We should be on our toes to make sure that the agencies that are supposed to inspect anything genesis of this whole problem. So we should be on our toes. We should not just sit back and relax and say things are okay now. There are other sectors that actually need your attention. Go around and see what else can we do. We have handled the fuel okay. Our transport sector needs your attention also. The health sector, other things that we need to be available also.
Sele, we are not sure yet that the fuel is available. We have to be sure. We have to see that people who don't have this long queues any longer, and even people that's a motorists get this fuel even at when you go. Then also we need to see that these prices are being regulated, because in different filling stations the prices differ. Here you see at 200, there you see at 230, 250. So we need the NUPENG to regulate the price and make it available, just as you said. After we've dealt with this issue of the PMS, then we should have other sectors look into. We should not resolve, then we should fold arms. We are seeing the airfare hike also, and also it has make people stranded because of this issue, the prices, and even the diesel, the increase in the prices of diesel. So we should look into it, and we need to see that it is available. We should not just read stories and believe all these things that they are available. We need to see it. We need to hear testimonies that people are getting the premium motor spirit. We don't have the long queues any longer. Then we know that yes, it's available.
Exactly. And on the big story, March 26th Convention Committee leads APC shut down Buni, Fani Kanode, and others. Zone's national chairman to the North Central Southwest gets secretary. Holds the National Electoral Committee meeting Thursday, reduces convention committee members. Buni remains caretaker chairman. This is coming from the Senate Cactus. Says he will return from Dubai, resume in that capacity. You want to know more about the conflict in APC? Check that story on page 6. And the court ruling, we have hired 18 sons to reclaim our mandate. This is coming from Umahi, the governor of Ibui. He said, you must retract, throws out Buhari's request for amendment. Lack of investment raising Nigeria can meet OPEC quality operatives, and this is really sad that even this is not just about the villagers or the vigilantes that are being killed, but we're having here that the deputy governor actually escaped, and we also had stories where some vigilantes from Niger State that actually went to help Mighty are also crying. So if it has gotten to that point that even the governors, the deputy are not safe, then you know that something is wrong. And really, we need to do something. We should not be relaxed and say it's just 2 lives. Every life matters, because that is your number one assignment. So we're just hoping, we're trusting, we just want things to be done. And that is why I still go back to the list that was given, those who are financing insecurity. What are we afraid of? Are we afraid of them? What do they have? Are they greater than the Nigerian government? Of course not. So we're just hoping that we know that we actually have the power to fight these people. We should not be so reluctant in carrying out the responsibility that has been given to us, the mandate that people trusted this government to do, and it seems they are failing them. So we're just hoping that they will realize that it's not too late for them to actually, rewrite their names in goals again.
Yes, Stella, when you
story still on the blueprint, IGP mourns DIG Abu Neke condoles with family. We have the NDLEA arrest Taraba drug kingpin, 7 officers injured and vehicle damaged. Dangote honors unstable nationwide. This is coming from TCN. And we also have a picture story here, a tanker that burned at Mobile filling station in Lagos yesterday. And it's quite sad because it had about 33,000 liters of fuel. We've been crying about the fuel scarcity, and it was expected they're supposed to and what millions of injured, but possibly they don't want to give us the record of those people. So this is something we really need people to be, vigilant, and also we need the government and the agency that are involved to make sure when things are number of trucks getting explosion as a result of that.
Yuguda from chairmanship raise. Zone's chairmanship scribe position. Federal government bans direct sales. The federal government has approved the establishment of an appropriate mechanism that also ensure that they have the appropriate incentive and the needed encourage. Nigerian farmers are no longer cheated in the business with farmers. And I just hope that this is not where it will be like monkey safety. We see where farmers are being killed in their farms, and now after going through the hurdles of farming, cultivate, sell to foreigners, you feel okay, it's direct sale of farm produce to foreigners. We just hope that greed will not come into place here, because these farmers don't need to be weeks of going to the farm, and now we are seeing the federal government saying they are trying to ban direct sale of farm produce to foreigners, that the body needs to regulate the prices and also to avoid farmers being cheated by foreigners. We just hope that greed will not come to play. Even if you have this good notion, this good motive, then it should just go the way you have it. You should not bring self-interest into it, because even the masses should not be cheated. They are trying very hard to see that ends will meet. They are trying very hard to work with their hands, to use their skills to be profitable to them. Then we should not see people being cheated in this act. And here we have how 5 APC governors stage coup against Buni. Yobe governor names missing in convention committee list. APC senators insist Buni remains party caretaker chairman, and Buni is gone, secretary is gone, Governor Bello is in charge. This is coming from El Rufai. Auto crash claims 20 lives in Edo. Governor Umahi's demand apology. Government insists UTAS not better alternative to IPPIS. I wonder why we are having this issue still on IPPIS. The government finding it difficult to pay these people, to pay federal workers under the IPPIS. That's for the educational sector and even the health sector. And now we are bringing an alternative. I wonder what is difficult in enrolling them under the IPPIS. Wonder what is difficult in paying them under the IPPIS. Pay us under this platform, pay us under this payroll system. But we're seeing the issues coming forth, and now for the strike, but look into the system at which they are paid and even the payroll system, so that after this is being resolved, not have the health sector coming up again where this issue will be resolved, then we'll not have to go back on it again, we'll not have to go back on strike and start bringing, then we can look into other things and deal with it and we'll move. That's how we will grow. But if we just deal with it like little, then we still go back coming up again and say they want to go on strike. Let's just tackle all these things once and for all and we move as a country. Yes, senators threw out Buhari's request to resolve tax disputes, and details can be found in page 28 of the Daily Independent newspaper.
Thank you so much, Facebook. So I will read that comment when we come back from the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, it's still from the Dailies, a current affair program on Equa Television, Harry, to also the conflict in APC and other stories. And I said our phone lines are open. Also, you can actually call us and let us know what your views are concerning any story that is of interest to you. Let me take some of the comments we have on social media, and this is coming from Samuel Chiboy. I love this. God bless Equa. Thank you so much, Samuel. We also have another from Sunday Bolum. He said, good morning, crew. Thank you for the good job. I'm watching you live from Lagos. God bless you people. And the next one here coming from Teresa Oben, till thy kingdom comes. Thank you so much, Jonah. That's all the comment we have on social media. So you can call us and let us know what you feel about any of the stories that have been making the headlines. Let's take a look at the Leadership newspaper. The second Niger bridge to be ready next month. This is coming from Cambery, and detail of that story can be found on page 14. And other stories here, we have Electoral Act amendment. For once, 9th Senate reject President Muhammadu's Buhari. And this is, you want to know more about why people said that, you can check page 8. And we have ASU strike. UTAS has failed integrity test. This is the reason from the federal government, because that was what you were trying to explain before I went on that break. And the federal government has given us the reason why they actually rejected the IPPM, the UTAS. So they said the UTAS has actually failed, so they have to continue paying them on the other payroll they have been paying them. We have West fears as Russia may use unconventional weapons. Well, this is really a sad one. The days are getting longer with the invasion coming from Russia. We just hope that, because just yesterday when I was reading, Taiwan are also preparing for also another attack, because they said just in case they get attacked by China. So you see, toasting little by little, other nations are beginning to get ready for a war. And we're just hoping, even though as believers we are not ignorant of all this, because these are signs, but we're just hoping that we'll actually look for a way to resolve our differences and not to always resolve to conflict or war at the end of the day. Bandits kill 13 soldiers, 5 policemen in KB. And the big story here, Buni wants to return as APC Caretaker Committee Chairman. This is coming from Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna. He says NET will rectify his removal next week. President asks us to vacate court order stopping convention. Buni remains chairman, APC senators insist. Hello, we have a caller from Kafanchan. Good morning, Michael. If you can hear me, Michael, please go on.
But it's quite so unfortunate because
okay, I think I lost that caller. Well, Michael, I hope you call us back. Okay.
Looking at the current situation of the country, I
think
to
Mr.
assume
Michael
it's a
is back.
diversification of attention. In the sense that we can have leaders like this, and when we have insecurities, look at what the APC is going on now. Because of the next coming election, comes 2023. And it's quite unfortunate that we are seeing lives are being drawn to death. And other issues, fuel subsidy, bad road. For goodness sake, are we not supposed to be focusing on the lives of the citizens? Is that what they promised us, even in the Holy Quran or the Bible? Honestly, so this is happening. And I like what the Nigerians there in Ukraine did. Nobody in Nigeria will not like to give its own quota. But the country has turned us back. Then at least we should sell the country and share the money. Let everybody go back to any part of the world. This is my humble submission. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Well, selling Nigeria is not the way forward, and that's why we're calling on each and everyone to put their hands together and let's make Nigeria. We have Buni remains chairman, APC senators insist. Bello inaugurates convention committee, releases zoning list. North Central retained chairman, Southwest gets the secretary. And that's all from the Leadership newspaper.
Thank you. On Nigerian Tribune, Senate throws out Buhari's fresh request to amend Electoral Act. Mahi appeals court judgment sacking him. NBA upbraids him over comments. The big story on APC convention, why Buhari removed Buni. This is coming from El Rufai. And we know that the convention is on the 26th of March. And we are having this issue. Resolve your crisis. If you feel you have the power to take in the next mantle, then we should not see all those crises coming forth. Take care of your house before you can come and take care of the compound of other people. And here Buhari, North Central governors to meet with chairmanship aspirants to achieve consensus candidate. As APC officially unveils power sharing across zones. North Central gets chairman, Southwest National Secretary. And Afan is saying why food prices may rise. Ayu heads Osun PDP governorship appeal panel. 6 Nigerian airlines form alliance. And still on strike, we are waiting for ASU to present secure UTAS. This is coming from the federal government. And bandits kill soldiers, policemen in Kebbi. Police parade 200 bandits in Kaduna. 7 officers injured as NDLEA arrest Taraba drug kingpin. 4 sons, 16 other lawyers to defend Abakari. And the last story says, man given genetically modified pig hearts dies. That's all the story on the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, now to the Nation newspaper. Many killed in bandits attack on deputy governor's convoy. Senate refuses to amend the Electoral Act. Lawan defense action. Abba Kyari extraction sue for hearing March 23rd. Why Nigeria can't meet OPEC quarter. This is coming from Silver. And other stories here, we have El-Rufai, 19 APC governors endorse Buni's removal. BECPC chair, party releases NWC zoning formula and the National Electoral Commission meeting for March 17. Umahi under fire for attacking Josh. Ebuyi governor, I respect judiciary. You want to know more about that story? You can look it up on the Nation newspaper. And we have Air Peace marks United, 3 others form alliances. And we have another story here. 60 returnees from Ukraine test positive for COVID-19. 7 men raped a 13-year-old. This is really a very sad story. We just hope that more will be done when it comes to mental health and checkup of people. And that's all from the Nation newspaper.
And on the Punch says 5G telecoms move phased rolled out. Fair consumers, weak purchasing power. And on electoral bill, Malami Amechi barred from primaries. Senate rejects Buhari's request. Airfare hikes looms over aviation fuel price. Marketers predict 700 naira per litre. This is really high. An NBA lambast Umahi sacked governor hires 18 sons to battle appeal. CAC disowns firm awarded $214.8 million contract. Reps summons officials. The big story says Buni's lawyers, rebels colluded to procure judgment stopping convention. This is coming from the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. You can see another plan again on how to stop the national convention. It was supposed to hold on the 26th of February. It was postponed to 26th of March. And now we are saying due to the internal crisis, and we're hearing rumors that they are trying to get rebels that will stop this convention from holding. I postponed the signing. It's has a way of affecting the general election. Then we should not have all these things coming forth again to stop the general election. If people were even enjoying everything, if things were even moving on smooth for people, then we can say okay. But you see, the way people are even going through, what people are even passing in the country, we just need general election. People can't even wait for the general election to come. People are anticipating for 2023. So all this the story says Buhari, 19 governors behind Buni's removal, supports Bello as new chairman. And this is still coming from Kaduna governor. Buni refused to implement reconciliation committee recommendation, alleges El-Rufai. APC governor stabbing sick Buni in the back, alleges caretaker secretary. And petrol tanker explodes, Lagos filling station building burnt, many homeless. This is really sad, and we just hope that something will be done about this whole thing, providing like the housing scheme for these people, because now people have been rendered homeless, lives have been lost, properties lost, even businesses lost. We just need a way where these people can be compensated on the loss they went through. And soldiers detained for refusing to fight Boko Haram. 3 bandits escaped from Kogi detention. IG mourns as Deputy Inspector General slums dies in Abuja. 9 killed, many injured in Edo Ogun road crashes. And 16 security agents killed as bandits attack Kebbi Deputy Governor's convoy. Mob lynches suspected Ondo motorcycle thief. Police arrest 4. Irrespective of the hard times people are going through, we still need to say no to jungle justice. We see places where jungle justice are taking place. We have to kick against jungle justice, report to the nearest police or security outfit close to you, so that if there's any cases, they can take the action. But we have to tell people on the negativity and also the disadvantages of jungle justice. We should not take law into our hands. I know the times are hard, things are difficult, people are going through hard times, but we should not take law into our hands no matter what. And the last story on Bamishe's death, reps ask federal government to investigate murder, decry female killings. And that's all on the Punch newspaper.
Okay, the last paper we'll be taking for today, which is the Nigerian News Direct. Akwa Ibom Assembly approved Udom's 150 million naira loan request. Fare hike, airline operators, their federal government's directive. Another first scarcity, Nigeria now has 1.9 million liters of petrol. This is coming from the minister. It's one thing for you to tell us, and it's another thing for us to actually see it. The big story here, alleged candidate in position for notable APC governors to decamp. There must be level playing field for all contestants. This is coming from officials. Party must avoid repeating political mistake of PDP, this is coming from the stakeholders. Buhari, 19 governors behind removal of Buni, this is coming from El-Rufai. IOC withdrawal of investment responsible for Nigerians' inability to meet OPEC target. This is coming from Silver. Slain BRT passenger. Lagos will not condone prevalence of evil intentions over incident. This is coming from Sawo Olu, and it's a warning. FIRS multi-choice Nigeria agreed to resolve tax disputes. And the federal government has banned foreigners from purchasing agricultural commodities. FGN bonds are good collateral instrument for bank loan. This is coming from the DMO. And the last story here, death in service. IGP mourns DIG Joseph, condoles with family. We also send our condolences to the family. And that's all with the papers we can actually take on the show today. It's really a pleasure to always have our supporters there with us, and also to give all our our love to the Eco Executive for always being supportive, and to also give us a platform like this where we tend to share not just what is happening in the nation, and also to share the gospel. Tosi, before I sign out, do you have any words of Exactly, you need to be the best wherever you find yourself. Until we come your way again, have a blessed day ahead.